Hi, welcome to the KEM WordPress community. I am super excited to have software guru Kim Dang joining us on our live today. Kim helps entrepreneurs make monthly recurring income through their own simple software. And the magic of what she does is that you can do this as well without having to learn any code and without having to have an established audience to reach out to with the software. So this is a really super cool program that Kim has. And I just want to tell you about a couple of the softwares that I use that I absolutely love that Kim has. So she's got 4 of her own pieces of software currently on the market. And I have to say, I'm in absolute love with Group Convert. It's fabulous. It's a Chrome browser extension, and when you're running a group, it is particularly valuable. For a while there, I was admitting people into the group, gathering all their information in the 3 questions, and then and their email address and everything. And then one day I went to have a look and gather all the information, and lo and behold, I realised as soon as you hit approve and you approve someone into your group, hey presto, it's disappeared. So I'd lost everything. And then Kim's, yay. And then Kim's Group Convert software came on board. And now I can keep all the information on. I know what everybody is looking for from the group and I can contact them and everything else. So it's something I use all the time and it's fabulous. And something else that I also could not be without, which is something that one of her students launched through her awesome program, is messengerfunnel.io, which again is amazing because it enables me to actually organize my messenger, my personal messenger list in a way that is not possible otherwise. I use that all the time. So I'm in love with those 2 items of software, and I know that Kim has lots more as well. So you too could actually own and sell one of these softwares. So I'm going to stop talking now. I'm going to pass you over to our software guru, Kim Dang. Welcome, Kim. Thanks for joining us today.
Hey, Sharon. Thanks for all the kind words that you have about my software and the results of one of my students going through my course. I take a lot of joy in the fact that people are not only benefiting through the creations I put out there, but also like my students going out there and putting out their own creations, and they're able to just spread their I don't know, their message, their influence, and everything into the world. So it's really fun for me.
No, it's awesome. It really is. So what can you tell us about the other softwares that you have out on the market at the moment?
So I have a software that scrapes Facebook ads. Facebook did change their interface, so we're in the process of just adapting to Facebook's changes. I have a software that helps you pull all your links. You know how you have like a million links for in ClickMagic and LinkWizard and whatever shortening Bitly.
Yeah.
Well, if you import all those links into an Excel sheet, which a lot of people do, so it's more available for them. What my extension does, it'll pull all your links from your Google Sheet and it'll make it available in a little box right on your browser. So if someone's like, hey, let me grab your link for blah, 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 I want you to get the affiliate commissions for that, or what's that link for your program? I totally forgot, but I want to buy. Then instead of you clicking a bunch of things before you grab your link, it's just right there on your Chrome browser for you to quickly grab it, quickly search for it, and it syncs up with the Google Sheet. So anything you add to the little box, it'll sync to the Google Sheet, and anything that you change on the Google Sheet, it'll sync to the box. So that's another one. Yeah, I have a lot. Another one does, it's like a digital business card for people, for course creators or anyone who has their own programs. And it's called My Own Extension, basically. MyOwnExtension.com is where it's at. And you can customize a little Chrome extension for yourself. So if you want links back to your course, back to your if you're selling essential oils, back to your store. There's a little search bar that they can customize, and that leads to their store. It's a way for you to have top of mind for your people. So it's really cool.
Wow.
And there's one that's kind of underground, kind of secret, but this one I only provide whenever I go live or to certain audiences. And what it does is it'll clone a ClickFunnels funnel, a page, each page. So you don't have
one. I've used that one. That's great. Yes.
yeah, so you don't have to work as hard to.
It saves so much time. It really does. Although I must say to our viewers, just because you can clone a funnel doesn't mean that you use it as is. It's just a really good starting point to then design and change it in an ethical way.
Yes, be ethical.
Be ethical.
Yeah, I only provide it live sometimes and to friends, but I definitely don't market it because, it's that I created a culture where it's that thing you don't talk about, like Fight Club. You don't talk about it. And it's so funny because I was at Funnel Hacking Live and I was walking around and a guy was like, I love your extension that you don't talk about, the one that you never talk about. And I'm just like, who are you? Like.
So isn't that just a perfect marketing tool, really? That's just a marketing tool, this underground secret extension you can only get if you're in the know. That's brilliant. I love that.
Yeah.
So any others? Because you had 4. Have we ticked off the 4 now? I'm not sure if we have.
Yeah. Group Convert, Quick Link Convert is the link one. myownextension.com, Ad Extractor. I am launching another one that's an Instagram one. I just have it all available right now. I got the extension back. I have it, but I just need to put it on the landing page. So there's another one that can post to your Instagram from your computer. So you don't have to run to your phone, or if you're writing some long post, you can take your time and not feel like your data will get lost.
Nice.
So there's that too. It's gonna be called Post from PC. It's a very simple name.
So what about from a Mac? Will it be possible to use it from a Mac as well?
Unfortunately, no. That one you cannot use for Mac yet. I am working with the developer to do that. But I do have a lot of projects that I have that it can only be done one at a time, kind of thing.
That's the only way to do it, one at a time. We need to. The way women multitask is not good for us. One thing at a time.
Yeah.
So can you tell me a little about your program that you have that enables your entrepreneurs to actually produce their own apps and take them to market? Because that sounds super fascinating and something that I have on my to-do list to explore once the craziness of my course and everything else is underway. So yeah, I'm really interested to hear about that.
So my course involves all my current Chrome extensions. So if you do get into the course, you get all the cool ones that I've mentioned, including the secret one. And what it does is I've created, and I want to start off with a story because I feel like if I tell you technical stuff, it doesn't really sink in as much as a story. So the problem I'm trying to solve is one of like trading your time for money, that franticness, that I have bills to pay and I really need a hustle. I'm trying to solve that problem of having to hustle. And in the form a long time ago, it was actually back in 2008 was when I've heard of this secret world where you can get software for a couple $100, and these magical people from across the globe will make them for you and you can get them and own them. Back in 2008, I remember really clearly, I was on a date with this guy and he had a startup and he was telling me about the secret world when it was at the end of the night, and I remember just strolling along this concrete alleyway and we were right by the ocean, so I I can really remember that moment. I hear the crashing of the waves, and he told me, hey Kim, you should go on Odesk and hire someone today. It will change your entire life. And back then I had a part-time job and I had responsibilities. So I thought what he was saying was nuts. And so I'm like, what? You're crazy. But then, so fast forward till December 2018, which was last year, not too long ago, his company went public on NASDAQ. And it's like that moment that hit me that was like, okay, Kim, you can't mess around anymore. You know, something in that voice in the back of your head has told you over and over again that software is where it's at. Software is what, even though the word software sounds like intimidating to some people, in the back of their mind, they know that these people are the people who are winning. They're getting subscribers. They're, instead of being, let's say you pay for Zoom, imagine being the owner of Zoom. Imagine collecting all those payments from so many people every single month on the receiving end of this monthly, thing coming in. Either you're going to accept your life, paying every single month for these tools, or you're going to be on the other side and you're owning some of these tools, and now people are paying you. So if you can imagine the rest of your life being on the other end, no matter how you slice it, you're going to win. So I want to be able to show people that you don't have to be Bill Gates. You don't have to be smart. You don't have to be, you don't need to know how to code. Some of my students don't have Stripe. They don't have PayPal. They don't have a landing page. They're still making money with Chrome extensions. Why? Because there's a lot of marketplaces where you just toss it up there and people pay for it. There's already foot traffic. So there's all these things that are possible in this crazy world of simple tools, right? These are simple tools. And the biggest thing that happens is people coming into my program, the biggest question they have, not question, but the aha moment was like, I should have joined sooner. I should have started sooner. If you start today, a couple months down the line, you'll look back and you might have subscribers that are paying you. But if you don't start and you delay it till another month, and another month becomes another year, and oftentimes, this is what I've seen, there's going to be that feeling of regret that you didn't start earlier, and you're still looking at your situation and you're still saying, I got to make something work. Or if you do make something work, you're still in that hunting game, hunting for another client, hunting for another customer. Whereas in the software world, with my market research blueprint for Chromeboss, we have a methodology that is not like, nothing is guaranteed in life, of course, but we know that if there are a certain number of people searching for a way, we know that a simple tool can be created to save them. We know that they're already pre-educated on similar tools. We give them that solution. Most likely, you're going to be getting subscribers. You're going to be getting monthly recurring income from having the supply, the demand already there. You're just building it, and they come. So yeah, I want to share that story because it's a story of regret. And a lot of times people, I was thinking, hey, those are many, many years that pass by without me doing anything. Where could I have been now if I started in 2008 with software, right? Who knows? My goals now is whatever amount that I'm getting in, I'm reinvesting in myself, but then I'm also I gave myself the gift to dream big, to be able to, the income flowing in on autopilot allows me to really think about what can I really bring into the world? How big can I dream? I can dream really big now because I'm unshackled from the stress and worries of where my next, income will pay the bills. And it's in a way where I don't have to ask permission from anyone for the rest of my life. Even with I have a successful e-commerce business, I still have to ask permission from the landowners. They own the land that my warehouse sits on. I don't own that land, and I don't plan to build a whole warehouse. And I don't have to now. I don't have to pay thousands of dollars in warehouse costs. I don't have to pay for this next venture. I don't have to keep on buying inventory over and over again. And here's something that's super important. I don't have to continue creating new stuff in order to sell. People who join GroupConvert, a lot of them are happy with how it was back then. I add some more features, which is like $50 of my, I put $50 in and there's another feature and they're like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome, another feature. But for me to scale on this level, I don't need to go and create another course. I don't need to go and hunt for something else that I must create. A lot of people are happy with what they've got and they'll pay for it month after month after month.
Yeah,
that's what's really important. Out of all the options and out of all the things that are out there that will promise you income, is still in the hands of someone else. You are still creating new content or you're chasing new people. You're still trading time for money at the end of it. But with something simple, you can get that monthly recurring income so you can relax, so you can not have to worry, and then you are more present to go and pursue your higher calling, whatever it is. Either you're getting into coaching or you're creating some programs for a course, whatever it is, you are mentally free to dream big. And that's really what I want to achieve with my program.
Yeah. It sounds I know I pay for Messenger funnel. There's a bit of feedback, so I don't have my earbuds, unfortunately. I'm just going to have to try and tune it out. But I know how much I pay for Messenger funnel, which is it's probably at the higher end of all my software. So he's doing pretty well, even though Stripe is an issue for him.
You know how much it costs for him to make that?
Oh, yeah, go on. How much?
Total, it cost him $2,500. Do you know what happens the second day he launched? He made $1,400, and that is reoccurring income. And by now, he's probably over $3,000 a month, and he's just recently launched it. And if you just think about a year from now where he's going to be with that, it's just, you don't have to be smart in this game. You just have to be ahead. You just have to be a little bit ahead where you know that not a lot of people are in that field, and you start making moves, you're going to go very far. And I was on his case for a while. He had his software a month finished, a month before he launched. And I kept telling him, launch, what are you waiting for? Go launch. And he's like, I'm scared. People have all these limiting beliefs. Like, what if people hate it? What if I am, what if I just make a crappy product? All these things that flow through your mind. What if my launch sucks? And it's like, the people who actually have any success, they just imperfectly do stuff until it's out there. And then the feedback from the people using their stuff gives them motivation. It's like self-feeding motivation to continue to move forward and improve. So the day he launched it, I just was like, okay, no more excuses. I'm going to do a Facebook Live on my wall, and I'm going to just talk about your product. And you're going to get a random share funnel from my reservoir. You're going to use it, even if you think it's ugly. And at least they can order from you. That's what's important. At least they can order from you. And he's like, you know what? All right, let's do it. And then that launch kind of catapulted him. After that, after my one little Facebook Live, and then an influencer posted about him, and then another person posts about him, he starts spreading. And more so than the income he's getting in contact with big influencers. He's getting in contact with people that are like, holy shit, I need to tell that to my audience. Can I get a free copy? And to him, he's like, well, of course. And then to them, they're like, oh my God, thank you so much. Like, you saved me from a lifetime of paying monthly, right? Look how much he just gave them. This super, super valuable thing that in their mind, it's like a lifetime of not paying for that. And so it's like this chunk of this gift that they've gotten. And so they thank him and they introduce him to other people. And so his sphere of influence just explodes. And that's the side effect of having these simple softwares.
I do think that one is particularly powerful. Something that operates on your personal messenger feed is it's something I was on the lookout for a long time. One question I have for you: what happens if you? I'll just say hi to Fiona Seacat, who's joined us, and Joshua Jarvis, who I'm going to pester. Joshua, we really want those handouts. Joshua did a live for us on the 4 pillars of SEO strategy, and I promised the viewers some handouts. I'm really hoping that he can get those too now. I think he's been busy on some big projects. So what happens if you've invested all this money in a software and then something else comes on the market that's a lot cheaper or simple or in some way brings another real bit of competition to the market? And I have heard that there are other ones out there that are on their way. What happens in that situation? What's the lifespan of some of these extensions, for example?
It's kind of the same. This question reminds me of a fundamental question that I get when I talk to people who ask this question: why do I need to write a book? Like, there's a million books out there that have the same topics as me already existing. I mean, these books could be better. They could have better stuff. But at the end of the day, the fear of you spending money and time and releasing something, like you writing a whole book, releasing something out there into the world, at the end of the day, people will still buy your book. The reality that maybe a lot of people don't see, but I see very clearly, is that whenever a student enters a space, they think that their space is that's already occupied by something bigger, better, more powerful, whatever it is. But the reality is, for every software that you see out there, there's like 20 that you are totally blind to, and you could live your whole life not knowing any of the others, and you're still paying for that one. But then in their world, they have a whole sphere of people paying for them. And you just don't know, because what we know, our level of awareness of software is like the top 1% of the top 1% that succeed. And they're making millions upon billions, actually. Billions. They're making billions. So at the top, they're making billions. But way at the bottom, can you make at least 10,000 a month? That's like nothing. Can you make at least whatever amount a month on the group of people who do know you, who are exposed? Because there will be people who live their entire life and will never hear about your software, but they're using something else. Or, don't ever be afraid to get in on a space, especially if there's something out there. If there's something out there similar to what you want to get into, all the better. That means that there's a group, there's more likely going to be people who are already pre-educated on what they want. You don't have to re-educate them. That's the best type of customers. That's the best type of subscribers. They're going to come in. They won't hassle you with a lot of customer service. They already know how to do it. They'll go through and they'll give you less hassle, and they'll appreciate you more. So my blueprint does involve looking for If you want to have more of a guarantee, you can look for distressed, abandoned, simple softwares that are out there, abandoned by their creators, because their creator went on and did something else. You know, they just want to do something else with their life. Not everyone is, not everyone sticks with every single project they've ever started. So we look for these abandoned little tiny simple softwares. They already have a group of people frustrated for a solution. We just make us the solution. That's it. And to make it, it doesn't cost that much. Several hundred to maybe $1,000. You know, you only need 10, 11 people to pay you $97 to break even. Like that is, yeah, that's kind of like mind blowing. So does that answer your question? I hope it does.
It does. It does. Thanks for that, Kim. We've had Yelise join us. Yelise, beautiful lady that I work with regularly. I know that Yelise has a software idea already, and it sounds super awesome. So can you tell us what options would be available for her if she were to proceed with her idea?
All right, the options that she has.
Sharing that, she's not written a comment. It's just I know that she's talked about it, so I thought it'd be quite appropriate just to, without giving away her brilliant idea, just here's a scenario for you.
Yeah, the option she has is she can go off and on her own try to figure it out with her idea. Go into the jungle of all these virtual assistants, these developers that exist online, and wade through that, and then make expensive mistakes, or just hire someone hit or miss. Or she could join a program like mine, where I have vetted developers who won't ghost you, who won't suddenly disappear on you, who's reliable and consistent to deliver the work. And then you're going to be in a community of elite software CEOs who have successfully launched, like Andrew. He's in my community. And and I link you up to influencers who will help you launch. I call them app launch heroes, and they are heroes to these, small time, these people just trying to make it work. These people already built an audience, and of course they're willing to share a cool software with their audience for free or for commission, which is what I encourage my clients and students to do. So you could go at it the hard way, hire a developer, get it back, figure out where to market it, who to talk to, what to do. Or you could join the program where I'll fast track you along the way. And here's the important thing. I make technology not intimidating for you. I make it easy for you to understand, and I make it your friend. So all the fears that have been holding you back about technology and software, all those fears, I'm going to work to get rid of those fears for you so you can move forward. Imagine if you can move forward without the fear of technology, without fearing all the things, because you have a whole community of support. You have a team of developers to help you out. Every step of the way that you feel like you're getting stuck, we unstick you. And that, I think, is the whole purpose and the duty of a program, to do that. Not only is it giving you tools, sure, you have tools, but it's erasing the fears that have been holding you back all along. And that's one of the goals of what my program does. So
that sounds awesome. So tell us about the different tiers. Do you want to start with the higher level tier and work your way down?
Yeah. So I do have different level programs. And by the way, you can't order my higher programs without having a talk with me, because I want to make sure that you're a good fit. But I have a $10,000 level where it's more done with you / done for you. And at that level, I hold your hand throughout the entire way. And instead of spending like 5 months trying to figure out something to do and then launching it and taking another year to do it, instead of having your software in a year and a half or a year, you get it within a few months. So you shortcut all that time. And if you think about how much is it going to cost you if you don't launch, is it the freedom, the reoccurring income, the extra time with your family, the hours of work that you put into your 9-to-5 job, all that amount, it's going to, instead of spending all that time, it's going to go like this. And then you save up that amount. So the amount you save in the whole grand scheme of things is well beyond 10,000. And then the potential that you can make in your, because once you have it for life. You have to think of it in terms of like lifetime earnings, lifetime. So when you frame it like that, then you see the program for what it truly is. That 10,000 is so little for you to have lifetime income and for you to shortcut almost a year's worth of struggle and effort to get your creation out into the world. So that's my 10,000 level. It includes 3 workshop days where it's optional, but it's there, where you come and we open you up, we go through all the things, we get everything done and finished and launching and ready to go. So it's a small intimate workshop, and then 1 live event. And the live event we're going to have is in October, where you get a free ticket to. During the live event, I bring in coaches that are specific to the field. I bring in automation coach. I bring in mental breathing coaches. So to help you get that moment that a live event can only give you. It's the changes of your life happen at these face-to-face moments and not, over Zoom or things like that. So so you get those breakthroughs. And I bring in, actually, Marcus just greenlit his participation. So I bring in a guy who's had 19 years of being on the online digital space coming in to teach you as well. So it's not only someone who is in the industry for less than a year. It's someone who's been in the industry for 2 decades. So you get all this as part of the $10,000 level package. You get a years of support from my team, customer support. So you can go and spend time with, if you have a newborn baby, or if you have, here's the thing that spurns me. I had people message me randomly now and then to check up on me about my program. And I know that they want to join, but they're just hesitant. They're just like, I don't know if it's going to work for me. In the back of their mind, they're like, I'm just going to bother Kim by messaging her and seeing where she's at and how she's doing and asking about her program. I used to just give people the link, like, here you go, you can sign up or not. But when I changed my perspective on what it truly is, then I actually pick up the phone, and we have a little call. During the call, I find out what is it that's really driving them to reach out to me. Like, I ask them, why are you inspired to reach out to me? There's so many programs out there, so many people doing so many things. Like, you could be doing a million things right now. Why are you bugging me? And they say, they're really searching for a reliable income stream, something really reliable. And then I ask deeper. I'm like, what is it that's stopping you from moving forward? And what is it that you think now is the time to act? And they would tell me heartbreaking things like, I don't even know if I'm going to get Christmas off this year because I put in that, request. But my boss, he would rather make money and was sacrificing my happiness to make a few more bucks than to let me spend Christmas with my family. And I live in such a bubble where I'm surrounded by, crazy rock climbing individuals who go crazy climbing, or this world of entrepreneurs who are making $100,000 a month and beyond, where life is fine and dandy for a lot of them. And but then but then now I'm speaking to people reaching out to me and they're like, I'm being paid well. It's fine. But I know that there's something more for my life than this. I know I have a calling to be more. I want to spend time to teach continued education, like things that don't make as much money, but I will have the mental freedom and the energy to do that. And I feel like I can't trade time for money anymore. And so when I dig deeper, I see all this pain and it makes me feel like, oh my gosh, I can't just send them a random link anymore and hope that they will join. If they bug me, if they ask me for more than one time, or if anything at all, every single time someone has a chance to talk to you about your program, as I have in my mind, if anyone has a chance to talk to me about my program, it's a sacred moment for them to change their life, because you're offering probably for your program most likely is going to change your life. And what I offer is a chance to change your life. It's not something that you take like, oh yeah, sure, sure, why not? Because it's not that. And to treat it like that would be a disservice to your own message, So I think I kind of went on a little rant. I don't know if I answered your question.
It puts it into context, and I hear you completely. That's why everybody's chasing the laptop lifestyle. And unfortunately, for most people, it's only a dream, because to get anywhere in an increasingly saturated environment, a saturated space, this online business dream, is becoming harder and harder. You need to do something different. And it's not easy, and lots of people don't make it. And you're giving people an opportunity for that passive income stream that opens up that ability to do so much else that they want to do as well, which is amazing. I just have one question for you about, so we've touched on the potential for competitors to come in, and you explained that you do end up with dedicated clients, customers who only see your product. But what's the general life cycle or lifespan for one of these tools? Because technology is always
changing, right?
Always changing, and you have access to your developer for a year, do you, to make updates and upgrades and new features, presumably? Would you pay extra for those features? That's two questions in one, just to complicate things.
I didn't get your very last question. What was it?
So there's the lifespan aspect, but also, as I'm saying that, I'm thinking that you said you get a year's access to software support. What happens if you do need extra features, like you said, that you might add to your own Chrome extensions? What happens in that situation? Is that covered, or is that something that you pay extra for?
Oh, if you already, if you go through my $10,000 level, which is a more done for you type of style, you do get a year's of support. But then during that time, I know you're going to be successful. There are no guarantees. Disclaimer, no guarantees. But if, I know you're going to be successful with my help, hand in hand, you're going to graduate to my next level. So, and that is a conversation that I will have with you. And my next level would be growth. So the whole year of the life cycle, there's going to be, seasons, 4 seasons, if you will, to call them. You're going to creation to, brainstorming, market research, to actual creation, to launch, and then you're going to have subscribers. From there, we figure out how to scale your subscriber, and I connect you with experts that I know that scale. I'm going to say the word, but it's going to be, hopefully it's not scary, but they scale your software company beyond 10,000 a month. And once you hit certain milestones, we're going to keep scaling you. And I bring in the people that I know in my world that I pay for on another level to come in and help you with that. And it's like at that point, the problems you'll be worrying about are problems you want to have if you want to scale. But here's the thing, you have the option of just being that way so you can go and pursue something else if you want. And I do have a student that he does nothing for his software. He doesn't even talk about it. It just sells in the background, and he doesn't make that much from it. He makes like 700 to 1,000 a month extra with no effort, no posting, no nothing, just nothing. And for years, he just let it like just accumulate people little by little. And then he managed to flip it for a big chunk of cash. And he used that big chunk of cash to pursue the software that he has now, because he was involved in the Chrome Boss world. And so he's like, oh my gosh, Kim, if it wasn't for you, this software that I've always wanted to build wouldn't even come to life. And I still have his testimonial. I still need to like have it out in the world and edit it. But he was like, thank you so much. So you could just remain subpar and do okay. You could pay your bills, or you could actually flip with what your subpar, software is, because people love investing in a steady stream of income. They love to buy that type of business because they know it's reassuring. It's gonna come every single month, and they know that there's some kind of growth, no matter how small, right? So you can easily just flip it. It's an asset either way for you. I don't want you to live a life where you're like frail and white and behind a computer screen and just like, like sacrificing your health, your family life, everything for the sake of scaling your company to $100 million. I'm not a fan of that. And I don't plan to build out like a multi-million-dollar company myself. That's why I specialize in simple software where making 10,000 a month extra will help you out. It'll be a little cushion for you. If God forbid any medical, thing comes up, you're able to look at that bill and be like, that's fine, I got it covered. Who cares, Yes. So just to go back to your question, you can definitely get more support with me because the journey. And here's something that I learned recently, that an insight I got when I went to attend this conference, it's a conference for coaches.
Yeah.
It's when you close deals, $10,000 deals, $20,000 deals. That's when you open relationships. And the relationships you end up opening, you're taking someone and you're changing their life. It's going to be a lifelong process. It's going to be having you come into my life, and I am comfortable with myself. I am emotionally stable as a person. I am happy with my life, and I bring that energy into your world, and I have you grow with me. I'm a little bit above where you are, but when you start, I'm going to have you come with me as I go up. And to me, that's a lifelong journey. And it's very important to recognize that for the people who have, who work hard to create the programs and the systems, they know that they want you for life. If they even have you for 2-3 years and you're like a success and you go off on your own and you do your own thing, that's still successful. But my plan is to have you grow with me as I grow. And if you choose not to want to grow and you just want to chill with your life, but you have all these little assets, that's great too.
I need to plug I just see my computer is going to die. I'm just going to plug in here. There we go. Gives me a little bit more time. I hear everything you're saying. And as you're saying that about wearing yourself thin as well, and a different model, I mean, that sounds so much better than I think lots of people have at the moment. Even trying to make it in the online world with the algorithm and jumping through the hoops that requires is exhausting, and creating content is exhausting. So I completely hear and that absolutely resonates for me. I want to ask you about the next level. For those people that don't have the 10,000 that's floating around, I wanted to ask you about the next level that you have. But before that, we have had a few people join us and we've had a few comments. So I have been pinning them up, but you've been talking, and if you're like me, you can't talk at the same time. So we'll just share a few. So Joshua Jarvis has said that he is enjoying the live, which is awesome. And then a really cool comment here. So as I said, Joshua has his own company working on SEO projects, and he's been in the software industry for over 10 years. And what you said is so true, and it's refreshing to hear someone with this perspective. So I thought that was really nice and worth reading out, as well as just pinning. And then we have Michael Richards. I want to make that. So I'll keep putting the link up for you, Michael, so that you can follow that and explore the program. And then Michael has then said, I mentor every day for free. Have grown individuals to upper levels of management, making 6 figures. That makes me very curious why you mentor for free.
Yeah. What do you mentor? Oh, there's this thing called micro mentor, I think, and it is like free mentoring from bigger people, and it's just a network, and they do provide free mentoring. Yeah, so that's cool that Michael donates his time that way. Awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. And yeah, we'll have to have a chat, Michael, because I might have to get you on a live. So we will chat later. So once again, I'm just going to put that link up for anyone that is interested in exploring this pretty exciting opportunity. So I'll just add that there. So Kim, do you want to tell us about the next tier down for those viewers that may not have 10,000 yet? So what do you have available in the next level down?
My next tier down is 3 months of done with you, not done for you. And with done with you, you have unlimited Voxer access to me. That doesn't mean that it's unlimited. I do have boundaries, so you can't, if it's an emergency, sure, but there are boundaries to that unlimited Voxer access. But you get that for those 3 months because I'm going to be super focused on your success. It's not done for you, but you get all the tools that you need to be able to succeed. And I do have some students who come into my program, they launch their extension in 2 days. So even with my pre-recorded stuff, with no really any group coaching, they can succeed and launch. But this program isn't just about launching, right? It's about launching, support, scaling, growth. So we want all of that for you, and it can be done in less than 90 days. So I'm going to say that program is 3 months, is $5,000. So if you think about it, 3 months is $5,000, a year is $10,000. It's that I want you to see that 10,000 package, and because that will actually make like huge changes for you and collapse a lot of time. But the 3 month one will include 2 workshop days instead of 3 workshop days. It still does include the free ticket to my live event where you can learn from experts as well as me. And it includes, of course, I've already mentioned, includes the Voxer support. It includes weekly group coaching calls and also our office hour calls. And the office hour calls are to help you with any kind of technology limitations, because you get an office hour call with someone who will, who's one of my developers, and he's super techie, knows technology really well, and can go in and help you out. So that's also included. And then the pre-recorded modules, we have a very simple onboarding system for you. The minute you come in, then this is step 1, step 2, step 3, what to do. And you get the benefits of having a list of my app launch heroes, and you get the benefit of being instantly connected to my lead of development, which is he manages all the other software developers on my team. You get instant access to him as well. So it's a really, really good package at $5,000. And Yeah, that's the 5,000 level. That's not the link that you provided though. So at the higher packages, you do need to reach out to me because I want to make sure that we are a good fit if we're going to be working together more closely.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Awesome. And then you have one. So the link that we have here, we quickly shortened it because the link that we generated was about 1 million characters long. So we just have the one link. So this is for the second tier or the bottom tier, the link that I'm sharing
The
here.
link that you're sharing is the very bottom tier I have, and it's a limited beta pricing. So actually, if you guys don't get in by the end of this month, it's going to go up. That's not false scarcity. That's just how it is because it's worth way more than the price that it's at right now. And we've gotten a lot of results by now that we can justify, you know, making it at a price that's more comfortable with us. So and it also has grown a lot since that price. I've added more. I have a bunch of developers. I have like office hours. I have all these things that I've added since then. So it's definitely worth more than what it is. So if you plan to get my program, this is the cheapest it's going to be with this low level at $997. And with that, you get a portal with tons and tons of modules, and as well as guest modules from people who've done $400,000 in Chrome extensions. All these people who've been really, really successful with Chrome extensions and how they go about it, because I want to bring in that perspective as well as my own journey. You know, you don't just get my journey with it my way. You get the perspective of how other people who are successful already doing it. Like Spencer Meekum has a module in my course. Nate McAllister is the guy who sells his Chrome extension. He's done over $400,000 from his one Chrome extension.
Wow.
And yeah, I have a module from Marcus Campbell. He's done millions selling Chrome extensions. So it's actually a lot of experience. And I have 2 more modules as well that are guest modules included. So beyond the step-by-step what to do, whatever step of the way you are, share funnels, chatbot templates, everything's in there. You also have a list of my list of influencers and my list of my own team, but also vetted Chrome extension developers that are beyond my team. So if you want to have a second and third opinion, then you don't have to go and wade into the unknown jungle of Upwork and have it be hit or miss. I've found these people. They've actually, it's funny because for them to get on my list, I ask them to do a job for me for free. I just say, hey, here's the simple task. If you can do this task for free, I will put you on my list. And the people on my list, they've actually gotten hired over and over and over again. And like I've given 8 jobs to a Chrome extension developer just within the last 2 weeks, and there's always more. There's always more for them. So so you have all of that. You have access to all my Chrome extensions that I've created already. And then and you get lifetime access to the private Facebook group support, and also a Facebook chat. So we have a group chat where if you have an idea or some kind of fear or something you want to share, you're sharing it to a community of, some of them are already successful. They have their Chrome extension, they launched it, they're moving on to the next stage, but they're in that chat. And then I also have my developers monitoring the chat, and they'll answer in there too. So it's actually like super valuable to be in that group chat.
So the entry level focuses on the development, the support for the development aspect, not the growth. Is that right?
The support for the development, yes, development and launching, but not growth. Growth is the more done with you and the done for you. We focus on growth.
Okay. Awesome. That sounds very exciting, and I'm already personally thinking about the possibility. once I got through my course and everything else. It sounds super exciting, and I just think about Andrew and where he's headed. Did he go for the second level or the highest level of your program?
Andrew got in at the lowest level because that's when I met. Like he learned about me. He learned about me and he got in right away. And that is the difference between a lot of people who succeed and a lot of people who don't. At least when I look at my clients and my students, the people who are successful make quick decisions. I mean, they can have other things going on in their life, but then they just decide. Like Andrew, he just decided. He's like, I'm going to do this. And he went in. And then when he was stuck, which is mentally, he's like, oh man, should I launch it? Oh, I don't know. And I was like, launch. That, having me be there, pushing him forward and be like, stop it. Just don't think, just launch. And that really catapulted him. But he found me early. He found me early.
So even though he was in the entry level program, he still had access to you. How did that work?
Yeah. So at the entry level, it wasn't one-on-one. It was more like group. It is group. So that's how he has access to me. He has that group. But then, my involvement isn't super confined. If I know I can help you, if I know you created your product already, I'm not going to feel like, oh, I gotta not message him directly or something. I'm gonna bug you until you launch. If I know that I can help you, there isn't something that, ethically I need to push you forward. That's how I feel about it. And that's how I was pushing him forward. And when I pushed him forward, what I meant was 30 minutes before he launched, he messaged me. He's like, Kim, I'm about to launch. I'm scared. Can you just look over my landing page real quick? And then I'm like, okay. I looked over his landing page. We just jumped on a Zoom call, looked over it, changed some words, tell him, oh, this looks more like the message you want to give. And then launched. So it wasn't like one-on-one throughout the whole time. Not at all. No, it was very much self-driven.
Yeah. So with the entry level, when it came to actually bringing the software to market, do you have access to those same channels that you have with the other two tiers, or not so? Because you have the access to influencers and different platforms for marketing the software. Is that something that you have access to with the entry level, or only with the two other tiers?
So at the lowest entry level, there's a list, and it's a community list. It's, I know this person, I can soft intro you to that person. Okay. On the higher tier, I am messaging the other person directly and saying, you got to talk to this person. And then on the on the 10,000 level, I'm launching your stuff. I'm actively launching your stuff in my group, in my community. I'm actively putting your software on all the major marketplaces. So it's very much more involved. But you do have access to the list at the lowest level, and you have to request to, say, hey, Kim, you're on this ad launch list, and then you reach out to them. Yeah. I put that in your hands, and that's what Andrew did, actually. He saw my list, and he started messaging them. He's like, let me launch in your group. And they're like, okay, what do you have? And once he showed them what he had, they were blown away. They're like, of course.
I'm not surprised. I think it's one of the most powerful softwares that I've seen. And I'm always keeping the ear to the ground for new software. I think we all want those tools. So, he definitely found a winner there. Was that his own idea, or was it one of the pool of abandoned softwares?
It was an idea that originated on his own because he was already servicing a lot of agencies. He doesn't want to do the agency race as much. So he's like, well, what can help me as an agency? When you look at the things that will help you, most likely it will help other people. That's what he found out. He's like, well, I'm messaging a bunch of people, getting leads for myself with the agency, and I'm having trouble like organizing everyone or figuring it out. And I have to you know, keep track of it so closely. So what if I make this? And he just came up with that idea, and he said, hey, Kim, is this a good idea, in our group call? And I said, it's a wonderful idea. Go run with it. Yeah. But here's another thing. So my other student, he did go and take a dying community. All these apps don't work. What the app does is it will help you bulk friend or bulk defriend Facebook friends. And all the other apps, they don't work. People are like, this doesn't work. This doesn't work. And he went in and he's like, well, all these other people said it didn't work. I'm going to make one that works. And not only did he make one that works, he made it so the bulk defriending is based on the people who least interact with your Facebook. So it's people who haven't posted, who haven't commented on your thing, who haven't hearted your stuff or liked your things. And you can go into communities where you're friends with no one and bulk friend the most engaged people. So it's an idea that he took a little bit further because of the engagement aspect, but people were just grateful that something worked.
Wow. Because I've heard a lot of conversations about that in various groups, about how they can bulk friend or unfriend people. So is that software that's out and working, or is that yet to be launched?
It's working. It's out in the world. He makes almost $3,000 a month from it.
Wow.
We launched it 6 weeks ago.
Wow. What's the name of that one?
It's called the Social Blade. So I'll give you guys I'll give you the link so you can become an affiliate, and then you could like link it to your people. So you get affiliate commission.
Yes, I'll be keen for that one. And just the people that have just joined us, we've talked a lot about Andrew. Is it? I'm not sure how you pronounce his surname. Gayquad, is it?
Yeah, Andrew Gayquad. I never call him by his whole name, so I don't even know how to pronounce it. Gayquad.
We think how you pronounce it, and he's basically launched messenger.io. I don't know whether he's got an affiliate link. He was having a few issues.
He does. He only opened it for a few people. So here's another thing. Once you're in my program, you're going to get so much free shit. You're going to get access to so many things that are free because they all need beta testers. And you're like, well, you're my friend. So you're going to get like the beginning, the beta, you know, the affiliate program before anyone else. You're going to get all of that as well. And that's just like a side effect of being in the community. So that alone is going to be worth so much. So all the software that other people pay for, I have, because they're like, thank you, Kim, we owe you. So
I'll just tell you about Andrew. We've talked a lot about him, but I don't think we've actually gone into enough. I haven't explained what he's produced, but he has produced some software called messenger.io or messengerfunnel.io, isn't it? And what it does is it enables you to actually organize your messenger. I'm just wondering if I can pull mine up, as long as there's no rude comments or anything on there. There aren't. I'm just joking. But let's have a look. If I can share this with you without.
I do need to jump out in 3 minutes.
Yes, I've actually got another Zoom call, so let's see if I can do this without showing anything. Tricky. Maybe that one. It's one of those dudes that's just friend requested me without any comments. And I don't know about you, Kim, but it drives me nuts when people do that. If you're going to friend request someone, say hi, please. It's so much nicer. Okay, so I'm going to try and just quickly share the screen because I also need to go. Share screen. And I want to go for this one here. Just do this. Let's have a look. Here we go. Right, so hopefully you can see that. And essentially what it does here is you have a whole heap of different tags that you can choose. And if is this going to show? It should do. So if I click on Messenger Funnels here, then I can actually save all the different tags that I want all the labels, and I can add new ones, all that sort of stuff here. And I can go through and I can group chat people under different tags. And here I've got all my links and everything else that I need, so that I can just go in and copy and paste that over whenever I want. So these are all the members of my groups down here, and I can label everybody, and it just makes it really simple to manage Messenger, because it's, I think, a really untapped potential when it comes to a funnel, essentially, because I don't know about you guys, but I get so many friend requests I can't actually answer them all in a day. Well, I have so many banked up, I normally just vet a few at a time and accept those, and then I can talk with them and see whether we have an opportunity to network or not, or whether they might be interested in one of my courses. So it's really, really valuable. And you can also set up a calendar as well, can't you, Kim? Although I've never actually used the calendar, but you can have notes so you can remind yourself, and you can log into Google here. And I'm pretty sure there's a calendar, but I can't remember where that is, because I haven't specifically used that. But I find it invaluable, and I use it all the time. So it's very, very cool. So as soon as I heard about that coming on the market, I had to snap all that up as soon as possible, because it's very, very cool. So
there's so many other ones that I don't have time to tell you about that's super cool on the same level as that one, but it's just I don't have time. So I actually have to go.
I will go. Yeah, we've been on for quite a while. Thank you so much, Kim. Anyone that's interested, you can sign up for the lowest level of the program down below, or send me a comment, or just tag Kim, and I'm sure she'll be happy to answer any questions that you have if you're looking to go.
I do have discovery calls, enrollment calls that you fill out an application if you're interested in the higher level program. And Sharon, just tell me you came from Sharon, and Sharon will receive an affiliate cut for that. So just let me know that you came from Sharon, and I will. Oh, yeah.
All happening. Thank you so much, Kim. And thanks to everybody that tuned in. And we'll leave it at that, because we have run out of time. But thanks, everybody, for tuning in to KEM WordPress Community. And we'll be back same time next week. No, we won't. I'm on holiday the week after.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, Sharon.
Thanks, everyone.